I found out Thursday afternoon when my cousin texted me a photo from Dad's celebratory lunch. The caption, "New restaurant opening. Beach House Collateral," came through. I stared at my phone in my office at Goldman Sachs, where I'd worked as a senior investment analyst for 6 years. The beach house they'd just pledged, without asking, without telling me, I'd purchased in 2018 for $890,000. Renovated for $120,000. Paid off completely in 2022. My parents had contributed exactly $0. But they had a guest bedroom there. They'd spent 2 weeks there last summer. They'd posted photos on Facebook calling it, "our family retreat." Apparently usage equals ownership in their minds. And ownership equals collateral rights. I didn't call them. I didn't drive to the restaurant to make a scene. I opened my laptop and searched First Harbor Bank's commercial lending department. Found the loan officer's name in the electronic filing, Patricia Vance. I called her direct line. "Ms. Vance, this is Rachel Chin. I understand my parents just secured a business loan using property at 2847 Pacific Coast Highway as collateral. Yes, the loan closed this morning. Is there a problem? I'm the sole owner of that property. I didn't authorize its use as collateral. I'd like to speak with your legal compliance team immediately." Silence. Then, "Please hold." The ghost ledger. While on hold, I opened a spreadsheet. I called it, the Ghost Ledger Non-Financial Costs. Summer 2019. Parents hosted their friends at Beach House for entire August. Never asked permission. Told everyone, "our place in Malibu." Cost. Ownership acknowledgement erased. Thanksgiving 2020. Asked them to stop giving out the door code. Mom said, "Don't be paranoid." Found neighbors using the deck. Cost. Boundary respect ignored. April 2021. Parents borrowed house for Dad's business meetings. Left $1,200 catering bill unpaid. You can afford it. Cost. Financial consideration dismissed. December 2022. Paid off $680,000 mortgage early. Told parents I owned it free and clear. Dad's response, "Smart move for the family asset." Not MY asset. Family asset. Cost. Individual achievement collectivized. Monthly from 2018 to 2024. Paid $4,200 property taxes, $800 insurance, $600 maintenance. 72 months. Total, $403,200. Parents paid, $0. But called it, "our beach house," 127 times on social media. Cost. Credit for my investment stolen. February 2024. Sister told her friends, "Rachel's little beach cottage that we all use." Property worth $1.1 million called Little Cottage. My Wall Street salary called Doing Okay. Cost. Success minimization systematic. 43 entries total. Each one a moment I chose peace over truth. I'd been operating on the gambler's fallacy. Feeding the slot machine of family accommodation, convinced the jackpot of respect was coming. One more coin. One more silence. One more boundary violated without protest. The machine was designed to take everything and pay nothing. Patricia Vance transferred me to Marcus Holloway, Senior Counsel for First Harbor Bank. "Miss Chin, I'm reviewing the loan file now. Your parents submitted a notarized affidavit claiming joint ownership of the Malibu property with authorization to pledge it as collateral. I'm the sole owner. I have the deed, title insurance and 6 years of solo tax payments. They forged that authorization. That's a serious allegation. It's a provable fact. I can have documentation to you within the hour. I'm also filing a police report for fraud and forgery." His voice changed. Professional caution replaced casual inquiry. "Miss Chin, if your documentation proves sole ownership, this loan was originated on fraudulent representations. We'll need to freeze the disbursement immediately. The loan already closed. My cousin saw them celebrating. Closed, yes. But the $180,000 hasn't been wired to your father's business account yet. That happens tomorrow morning." Keyboard clicking. "Miss Chin, I'm placing a legal hold on this transaction right now. Can you email me your ownership documents? Sending them in 5 minutes." I hung up and compiled everything. Original deed, title insurance policy, mortgage satisfaction letter, property tax payments showing Rachel Chen sole owner for 72 consecutive months, homeowner's insurance under my name only. I attached a brief note. I am the sole legal owner. I did not authorize collateral use. Any signature purporting to be mine is fraudulent. Please investigate immediately. Sent at 2:47 p.m. At 3:15 p.m. Marcus Holloway called back. Miss Chen, your documentation is irrefutable. You're the sole owner. The authorization your parents submitted has several irregularities. The notary seal doesn't match state records, and the signature doesn't match your exemplars from the original loan documents we pulled. What happens now? The loan is void. We're required to report this to the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. The loan broker who originated this, Sandra Kellerman, she's facing a professional conduct investigation. If she failed to verify ownership or knew about the fraudulent documentation, she could lose her license. And my parents? We're filing a fraud report with the Los Angeles County District Attorney. Whether they pursue criminal charges depends on intent evidence. But civilly, your parents signed documents claiming ownership rights they don't have. That's actionable. I want a restraining order preventing them from using my property or name in any financial transaction. I'll connect you with our litigation department. They'll help you file. Procedural justice. The machinery of consequences moved with clinical precision. Thursday, 4 p.m. I hired Elizabeth Morrison, a real estate attorney specializing in property fraud. She filed an emergency petition for a temporary restraining order. Friday, 9:30 a.m. Judge Patricia Okonkwo granted the TRO. My parents were prohibited from representing ownership, pledging as collateral, or claiming any interest in property located at 2847 Pacific Coast Highway. Friday, 11 a.m. First Harbor Bank sent formal notice to my parents. Loan application denied due to fraudulent collateral documentation. $2,400 application fee forfeited. Legal action pending. Friday, 2 p.m. Sandra Kellerman, the loan broker, received notice from the California DFPI. Investigation opened into loan #HB 2024-8847 regarding failure to verify collateral ownership and potential complicity in fraud. Friday, 4:30 p.m. My father called me. I didn't answer. Friday, 4:33 p.m. My mother called. Voicemail. Rachel, there's been a terrible misunderstanding. Call us immediately. Friday, 4:45 p.m. My sister called. You're destroying Dad's business over paperwork? He needs this loan. I texted back. He needs $180,000. He doesn't need to commit fraud using my property to get it. Monday, 10 a.m. Los Angeles County DA's office contacted me. They were reviewing the case. Detective James Park wanted my statement. Monday, 2 p.m. I spent 90 minutes with Detective Park. Provided all documentation. Signed a sworn statement. He asked if I wanted to press charges. Yes, I said. They forged documents to steal $1.1 million in collateral value from me. If they'd succeeded, I could have lost my house to their business failure. Tuesday, the forensic document examiner confirmed the notary seal was fake. The signature was a simulation attempt, with 12 points of divergence from my actual signature. The notary listed, Maria Santos, confirmed she'd never notarized anything for me and filed her own complaint about seal forgery. Wednesday, Sandra Kellerman was suspended by the California DFPI pending investigation. Preliminary findings showed she'd originated 4 other loans with inadequate collateral verification. My parents' case was the catalyst. Thursday, my parents showed up at my office. Security called up. Miss Chen, your parents are in the lobby requesting to see you. Tell them I'm unavailable. They say it's urgent. Family emergency. The emergency is their fraud investigation. I have nothing to discuss. They waited in the lobby for 40 minutes before leaving. That evening my mother sent an email. Rachel, you're tearing this family apart over a misunderstanding. Your father's restaurant, his dream, is collapsing because you're being vindictive. We would never have lost your house. We're family. Family shares. Call off the lawyers and let's talk like adults. I forwarded it to Elizabeth Morrison with a note. Evidence of continued belief they had rights to my property. She replied, This helps our case significantly. They still don't accept wrongdoing. My father tried a different approach. He called from my aunt's phone. Rachel, please. I'll lose everything. The restaurant lease is signed. Equipment is ordered. I need this loan. You needed $180,000. You didn't need to forge my signature and pledge my house without permission. I thought you'd understand. You make good money, you don't need that house full-time. We're family. Dad, I make $340,000 a year. I bought that house with my own money. I renovated it. I paid it off. You contributed nothing. Usage doesn't equal ownership. $340,000? His voice went quiet. I thought you were doing okay, but... You thought I was doing okay, so you could treat my $1 million asset as your emergency fund? I paused. You never asked what I make. You never asked if I'd help with the restaurant. You just decided you had the right to pledge my property as collateral. But we're family. Family asks. Family respects boundaries. Family doesn't commit fraud. I took a breath. You forged documents, Dad. The DA is reviewing criminal charges. Your loan broker might lose her license. You did this to yourself. He hung up. Consequences. The California DFPI suspended Sandra Kellerman's broker license for 2 years. She'd failed to verify ownership on multiple loans. My case was Exhibit A in their enforcement action. The DA declined to file criminal charges. Insufficient evidence of intent to permanently deprive me of property, but noted the civil fraud was clear. My parents settled with First Harbor Bank. Paid $8,500 to cover investigation costs and legal fees. The settlement included a permanent ban from doing business with any First Harbor branch. The restaurant never opened. Without the loan, my father couldn't afford the equipment. The lease was forfeited. He lost $24,000 in deposits. My mother blamed me in a Facebook post. Sometimes family betrayal comes from unexpected places. 17 relatives liked it. I didn't respond. Elizabeth Morrison sent a cease and desist letter prohibiting them from discussing the legal matter publicly. The post was deleted. My sister tried intervention. Mom and Dad made a mistake, but you've punished them enough. They committed fraud. The punishment came from the legal system, not from me. I just refused to let them steal my property. They weren't stealing. They forged authorization documents to pledge my house as collateral for their loan. That's textbook theft. The only reason they didn't succeed is because I stopped them. She stopped calling after that. 6 months later. I'm sitting on the deck of my Malibu beach house. The one my parents tried to use as collateral. The one they'd called our family retreat, while contributing nothing to its purchase, maintenance, or taxes. The Pacific stretches endlessly before me. The house is worth $1.2 million now. Fully paid off. Fully mine. My phone stays quiet these days. No emergency calls. No assumptions that my assets are family resources. No expectations that I'll accommodate whatever they decide. The silence used to feel like abandonment. Now it feels like protection. Last month, a Goldman colleague asked if I regretted how everything unfolded. I thought about the ghost ledger, 43 instances where I chose family peace over self-respect. I thought about my father's voice, you don't need that house full-time. I thought about Marcus Holloway, this loan was originated on fraudulent representations. No, I told my colleague. I regret not protecting my boundaries sooner. Elizabeth Morrison sent me the final restraining order last week. Permanent injunction preventing my parents from making financial representations about my property. Legal language that says what I should have said years ago. This is mine and you have no claim to it. The beach house stands solid behind me. Every payment mine. Every decision mine. Every right to it defended and won. I've started hosting friends here. People who ask before visiting. Who respect that this is my home, not a collective family asset to be pledged, borrowed, or claimed. The property isn't collateral. It never was. And the court order ensures it never will be. The account is closed. The boundaries are enforced. And I am finally secure.